Hollywood has witnessed scandals, comebacks, and heartbreaking losses, but nothing prepared the media world for this moment. It wasn't a headline, it wasn't a press release, it was a quiet sighting, a heavy expression, and a goodbye that felt far too loaded to ignore. Craig Melvin, a man millions have trusted with their mornings, was suddenly at the center of whispers that sent a chill through newsrooms and living rooms alike. And beside him stood his wife, Lindsay Charniak, a woman known for confidence and clarity, seen in a moment that sparked concern across the broadcast world. It didn't begin with flashing cameras or breaking news alerts. It began with silence. Craig Melvin was reportedly spotted leaving a private setting under circumstances that immediately raised eyebrows. Those who saw him noticed a stillness, an unmistakable weight that felt different from fatigue or routine stress. His posture, his expression, the unspoken gravity of the moment suggested something deeper. Almost simultaneously, Lindsay Charniak was seen nearby, composed but visibly shaken, offering a presence that felt protective rather than performative. What followed was a wave of quiet speculation. Not gossip shouted across tabloids, but hushed conversations among colleagues who know the cost of carrying difficult news in a public life. Insiders suggest the sighting occurred shortly after Craig received medical information serious enough to force an abrupt pause. Schedules were adjusted, meetings quietly disappeared from calendars, and behind closed doors, a family began preparing for uncertainty. For decades, Craig Melvin has been one of the most steady, reassuring faces in American journalism. Calm under pressure, thoughtful without being distant, he built a career on trust, showing up every morning, guiding viewers through chaos with empathy and restraint. In an industry defined by constant change, Craig represented reliability. That's why these whispers landed with such force. When someone so grounded appears shaken, people notice. Friends describe Craig as suddenly more introspective, less focused on the next segment, more attentive to the moments in between. A man taking inventory of time, of priorities, of what truly matters, not out of fear, but awareness, the kind that arrives when life quietly reminds you that nothing is guaranteed. Lindsay Charniak has long been admired for her own accomplished career and composed public presence, but those close to the couple say something shifted after that moment. She reportedly stepped back from certain commitments, choosing instead to center her world firmly around Craig and their family. Not with drama, not with statements, with intention. Those who know Lindsay describe her now as being in what they call protective mode, shielding her family's privacy, maintaining routines for their children, standing firm between the public eye and the personal reality unfolding behind closed doors. Her silence hasn't reassured the media world, it's unsettled it, because when someone so capable chooses quiet, it usually means the moment demands gravity. The phrase, "final goodbye," didn't come from headlines alone. It came from witnesses who saw an exchange between Craig and Lindsay that felt deeply personal and profoundly human. A pause longer than usual, a hand held a moment more, an expression that carried more than words ever could. Those present insist this wasn't drama, it wasn't staged, it was a couple acknowledging that life can shift in an instant. That single moment ignited speculation because it felt real in a way public moments rarely do. There has been no official statement, no confirmation, and yet the reaction across the industry has been telling. Longtime colleagues, producers, and friends are said to have reached out privately, not for details, but to offer support. Behind the scenes, there are whispers of timelines being adjusted and plans quietly reconsidered, not out of panic, but respect. Perhaps the most poignant part of this story is the one far from cameras. Sources suggest Lindsay has been carefully protecting their children from fear, keeping life as normal as possible while carrying emotional weight few ever see. Craig, meanwhile, is said to be focusing on what matters most: family dinners, conversations, shared laughter. less concerned with career milestones, more focused on being present. Hollywood and the media world are no strangers to health scares, but this feels different, not because of sensational details, but because of who Craig Melvin is and how Lindsay Charniak is showing up in this moment. They aren't feeding the narrative, they aren't rushing to control the story, they're turning inward, and that silence speaks volumes. The lack of confirmation has only deepened speculation. Some believe whatever Craig is facing is serious but manageable. Others fear the quiet is intentional, a way to process life-altering information without the pressure of public scrutiny. What's clear is that something has already shifted, perspectives have changed, priorities have sharpened. Craig Melvin has always been more than a broadcaster. He's been a steady presence during uncertain times, a voice of calm in moments of national anxiety. And now, insiders suggest he's reflecting not on legacy in terms of accolades, but in terms of love, what he gives, what he receives, and what truly endures. Lindsay's role in this chapter has only deepened public admiration, not because she's visible, but because she isn't, because strength doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it stands quietly beside the person you love, holding space when words fall short. If this story made you pause, reflect, or look differently at the people you trust to guide you through each day, now is the time to subscribe to the channel. We're following this story closely, and when new, verified details emerge, you'll hear them here first. Do you believe that moment between Craig and Lindsay was a final goodbye, or the quiet beginning of a fight for more time? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us as this story continues to unfold.